Hi, I'm Dan Mason. I'm the Director of Information Technology at Rosemont College in Rosemont, Pennsylvania. In partnership with Haverford Systems for over 10 years, I'm going to say, we had retrofitted 8 older classrooms and library spaces with teaching and conferencing technology. At the end of 2019, we opened the newly constructed community center on campus that included 5 learning spaces that were designed by Haverford to be flexible, to accommodate lecture, collaboration, remote learning. Building also includes a very nice boardroom that is a Zoom room with video and audio conference capability. These are the spaces we turned to when we could welcome back in-person instruction for the fall 2020 semester. Spaces were easily configured to accommodate safe distancing and sanitizing practices. We also acquired some additional huddle cams that allowed some of our smaller, non-traditional spaces to be able to offer remote access to students and faculty. So the transition to our hybrid course offerings was very straightforward because the technology was in place. Our instructors knew how to use it. We shut down in March of 2020. At that time, the immediate need was to remotely connect our college emergency management team. The Zoom product was used. That was the preferred solution. That platform, everyone was comfortable with it. We had a whole brand new administration coming into place. And in the beginning, that team met twice a day to monitor the health crisis as it evolved, to plan for eventual transition to a safer status. Our president, Jason Boyers, and his executive team developed a plan that included provision to test members of the community for COVID, daily temperature and symptom checks upon campus entry, and we enhanced cleaning and sanitizing of campus, all campus, including learning spaces. Just before we were given permission to reopen, we worked with Haverford Systems to be sure that all AV systems were calibrated and prepared and ready to go when students came back in the fall of 2020, the fall semester. Many of our faculty were already very familiar with the sharp interactive screens, the PTZ and huddle cams, the conferencing platform. So the semester, even though it was very different, it was a success, a true success. We continue to monitor our systems as we make our way through the spring semester and looking forward to graduation, in-person graduations in May. Before the pandemic, I met regularly with an IT faculty advisory committee. In fact, all of the classrooms that we either renovated or installed was done in collaboration with the faculty to make me aware of what our current strategies, and it's clearly to be flexible so that it can accommodate various teaching styles. We are beginning to move towards more learning and collaboration spaces throughout campus that are readily available for students to gather, for faculty to gather, so that experience and exposure to technology can take place in multiple locations, not just in the classroom. You know, that whole Rosemont College experience is sort of the goal in technology, and it's supported by the faculty and the administration that clearly that's a direction that we want to go. The IT department overriding goal is to support the mission of the college and the strategic plan of the college by providing technology services for what we need now, while also envisioning the future and whatever challenges the future may hold. We look to engage students, faculty, staff, and our vendor partners, much like Haverford Systems, in professional, meaningful activities and projects to adapt to emerging technology standards in higher education as they become apparent to us. Well, obviously, they were necessary during the pandemic situation where the college was officially closed, but classes were taking place. I believe that model will not go away when the pandemic goes away. The other thing on my mind is that it offered us in some of our older buildings an opportunity to be in ADA compliance, so that if, some of our buildings, very few of our buildings have elevators, having cameras in place enabled me, for example, to build a graphics classroom with Haverford, and felt confident that if a student with a challenge or disability could not get to that classroom, I would not have to move that classroom to a lower level or another location. The fact that the student could participate by a conference was a big help in getting that project done. I also think that the drive of the college is to really look at the schools of graduate and professional studies, which include many adults, for instruction that would be online. While I think, once we leave the hybrid system with our undergraduate students, I think that there will still be reliance on cams of all kinds, whether it's a huddle cam or a PZ optic or, the little kind of webcam stick on our monitors.